Yeah, battery died on me. But yeah, that lets you know, like when you can see when you can understand each letter and understand each ruin it came from, and each shape and the meaning behind it came from, then you'll be able to understand that it doesn't matter what language you're using. If you're using these temples, then they still equate to a certain energy. For an example, okay, Scorpios, Sagittarius. Okay, they start with the word S. Now S, what is that? The snake, the serpent, the people who are secretive, you know what I'm saying? But they could be people who are supportive. They could be people, they're very selective. You know what I'm saying? Every word that start with S, you can apply with the nature of the archetypes. Aries, Aquarius, they start with A's. These people are arrogant. You know what I'm saying? These people are action orientated. They take action. These people are, they like being aligned. These people are abstract in thoughts. You know what I'm saying? They're very astral. You could find a lot of Aries and Aquariuses being astrologers. You know what I'm saying? They could be assholes. You know what I'm saying? You get what I'm trying to say? You know what I'm saying? Let's go to you got Cancer, Capricorn. Now these are opposites, but these are things that they share. They're caring. You know what I'm saying? They show concern. You know what I'm saying? They're cautious. You know what I'm saying? They're more than capable. You know what I'm saying? You get what I'm saying? This is real. And it doesn't even have anything to do with the language. But the ruins and the sigils throughout the spelling that's being carried out is an energy itself too. Everything on earth is energy and frequency vibrations. Everything. And how you will everything into existence is you have the thought, then you have the emotion behind it, then you have the willpower to draw it into an existence. So that's how you manifest everything. You know what I'm saying? So when we get to sleeping planets, you know what I'm saying, the sun is in this realm. So the only way physically this may play out as time, they may not be as energetic as an Aries. But sometimes they may overcompensate with that with being more goal orientated or being more in thought. Like, because then air itself, which is Libras, is the thinking sign. So when you have the sun here, the sun is your actions. So you act on thinking. You know what I'm saying? So that can play a part also. But then when the sun is asleep, you acting on thinking in the dream world. So Libra's thoughts and their actions go very more broad and abstract. There's very broad and abstract. So a lot of times they may believe in themselves more than others, but then you have them Libras who need the boost from others to feel the belief in themselves. You know what I'm saying? They need encouragement from others. They need others to tell them that they're good at that thing in order for them to feel comfortable with actually going for it. You know what I'm saying? And this is another reason why they want to add someone else to what they're doing in order to have them along for the ride, to keep that relation going, in order to keep them boosted so they can stay on their path. You know what I'm saying? Let's get into another sleeping planet, the moon. The moon is exalted in Taurus, so it sleeps in Scorpio. So with the moon being asleep in Scorpio, now what the moon is doing here, the moon is your reactions, everything that falls under your reactions, how you feel about things, how you react to certain things that's going on, and your emotional stability within the situation that's going on around you. Now with it being sleep here, now what does this mean from my perspective of sleep? This means sometimes you Scorpio moons may feel their emotions may be in a place that no one else's are, because it's sleep. Now, like I said, when you go to sleep, what you do? You dream. You're in the other realm. You're in another realm. So when that comes into the moon sign, that's what the moon is actually doing. Then the moon automatically already understands dreams and understands certain things that the yang or the sun don't understand, because you know what I'm saying already. So when you take that, that's part of a Scorpio's moon archetype. They see things that other people may not see. Now, when you dream on Earth, you may have experienced something in your dream and then woke up like that. That couldn't possibly be real. But I could take the metaphor, or I could take the learning experience out of that and apply it to my day-to-day life, so I can know not to do that again. So I won't have to feel that way going before I sleep. So when I feel that way, I start manifesting that situation again in my sleep, and I don't want to do that nightmare or that bad dream or whatever dream it was. Even a good dream you don't want to experience no more. For you don't want to do that no more. You know what I'm saying? You may feel like that. Now Scorpio, that plays out with Scorpio moon, because Scorpio moon falls here. So it's sleep here. So with Scorpio moons, sometimes the way you feel and your emotions may not be the reality of the situation you're thinking about. And if you're a Scorpio moon, you can't tell me you don't understand that. You understand that because when you start to get clarity of a situation, your emotions start to shift, and you start to feel differently about the situation. Once that yang jump in and you start gaining information about a situation, this is why Scorpios can be detectives, because they like to find the truth about situations. This is why, because the moon falls here. But it just, in my analogy of it, is sleep. But you're missing my perception of it. You don't comply my perception with actual sleep here. But the reason I'm doing that now is because I'm trying to break it down into terms that y'all can understand. So you can still use it in that way and still understand what I'm talking about. You can still use it in a way of, in the metaphor of a person being asleep on Earth, and apply that to sleeping planets. I'm breaking it down for y'all to the point that you can still do that and it still makes sense. Now, let's go to another one. Let's go to Mercury. Now, Mercury falling. Now, Mercury falls in Pisces because it's exalted in Virgo. So, it's sleep in Mercury. So, now, how this come out? Within Pisces, with Mercury and Pisces people, they become artists because they're doing all the creation in the yin realm. Then, sometimes they may be hesitant with creating it and seeing their creations as in the yang realm, as the yang realm is the creation, but the creator is in the yin realm. So they're creating all day in their head, and to see their creation, you know what I'm saying, they have to put it in the yang realm. So they may be hesitant at that sometimes. So that's why you have hesitant Pisces, or sometimes they may be reserved in their communication or reserved in their talking. Or when you do have them over communicative Mercury and Pisces, sometimes they could be talking about a whole world that they see that you may not understand logically. You know why? Because what happens when you sleep? You're in another realm. So when Mercury fall, and I'm saying Mercury sleep here, from my analogy of it, what does that mean for Mercury? Mercury is in the realm of doing things that it probably would do or wouldn't do in that realm, and it's being put into action due to your planet, and you're acting it out if that's your planet. So if your planet is sleep, that's how you're going to act it out here on Earth. You're acting out a sleeping planet. Just a fallen planet though, but just sleep is my analogy. Don't get scared when I say sleep. That's why I'm breaking it down for y'all right now. You know what I'm saying? So Mercury is seeing a bunch of shit that people are not seeing in the, physically yet. So once Mercury breaks that down and it gets filtered through the person's sun sign and they bring that into action, it comes off as this person is real creative. Look what they came up with. You know what I'm saying? You get it? Now let's go to I'm gonna do one more. Let's go to Venus. Let's go to Venus sleeping. All right, Venus. Venus is exalted in Taurus. So Venus is no, my bad. Venus is exalted in Pisces. So Venus is sleep in Virgo. So what happens when it's sleep here? Now, Venus is the planet of love and how you feel and how you relate. So when you put that and you put that to sleep, this is why Virgos come out, or especially Venus and Virgo, like Sun and Virgos, they may put this into actions, but Venus and Virgos people, they're gonna feel this way, and it's gonna be how they appreciate certain things. They're gonna feel like this is why they feel over analytical and over critical, and they look for the bad things in people. You know what I'm saying? This is how they be critical and being over analyzing things, because they're looking for the bad things. They're looking for the non-love. Okay, this person is showing me too much love. There must be something wrong here. They're gonna look They're gonna detective. They're gonna find. Nothing's too good to be true. I know it's something wrong with you, and this is why a lot of Virgos come off as helpers. They want to help fix what's wrong with you. They may feel like that they have the necessary thought process that they can apply to you to fix whatever you have that ain't right. You know what I'm saying? This is why they feel the imperfectness, because they feel the need to in search for perfectness, because Venus is sleep here. Your love and appreciation is doing things that it would do or wouldn't do. It's in another realm. It's in the realm of capabilities. It's in the yin realm. So when they do show love, they may show love in a way that was never seen before. But when they look at love as a whole, they looking at it from an objective type of way. And they have to see what love can do for them in order for them to allow it in their life. So they break it down to a common sense and practical level because they're earth sign. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, let's go to Mars. We're going to do one more. Let's go to Mars. Now Mars is exalted in Capricorn. So it falls in Cancer. So it's sleep here. What does Mars do when it sleeps? Well, what sleep, like I explained it earlier, apply that to Mars now. What is Mars? Mars is your intentions, your willpower, your how it carry out the duties and obligations of the sun. You know what I'm saying? So it's your intentions. It's your willpower. It's how you gonna do your actions. You know what I'm saying? Your actions is how you act. But how you're gonna do your actions and carry them out is Mars. Mars carry out the duties and responsibilities of the sun. So when it's sleep here, it feels like it does things that it may do or may not do, like a person that if it was sleep is in another realm. So sometimes Cancers could feel like they're superheroes. Sometimes they feel like they're more than what they actually are. Sometimes their intentions may be manipulative. Sometimes their willpower may be drowned out at times, and they just have to just soak in whatever they're in or just relax until they get themselves or their gut feeling right in order to act out their intentions or their willpower or things that they intend to do. It may be too many emotions in the way of their intentions before they can act out what they intend to do. With especially for Mars and Cancers. So sometimes they get mad at themselves. So when you try to throw an idea or you try to throw at them what they should or shouldn't do, they're going to throw an emotional weight on you. They're going to throw a mood on you because they already innately know what they should have done, but they may you might not notice, but they notice. They may be upset with themselves for not carrying out their actions the way they were supposed to. So they're upset at themselves, but this the fact that you notice it and you got enough courage and you're willing to tell them about themselves, you're going to get the snap. You know what I'm saying? Whether they're right or wrong, you had no right of telling them what they should or shouldn't do, because as a Cancer, they already innately are aware of that. They just may have not felt like doing it at that time. Emotions, water, you get it? So that's the fall of Mars here. Your willpower and intentions may get cloudy at times and maybe in a dream world. And sometimes you may be intended to do everything. You may want to take care of everybody. You may want to make sure the meal is good and hot for everybody at the table. You may want to make sure everybody feel comfortable. You know what I'm saying? You may overexert your intentions, overexert your willpower, because it's in the dream world. And I could go on and on and on, but I just want to bring the examples down. This is the example right here. So don't get scared when I say a planet is asleep, and I'm gonna do when a planet is at work, when it's debilitated. You know what I'm saying? So the moon will be debilitated in Capricorn. So that means it's at work, because the moon is at home. Is situated in Cancer. It rules Cancer, and when it's away, I like to say it's at work, because when it's away, that means it's in a place that it has to do things in an organized or in the matter of the situation is in, and it doesn't necessarily does that when it's in the comfortability of its own circumference. So that's like a person at work. When a person is at work, you have to do your work duties. You wouldn't necessarily be doing that shit at home, but when you at work, you just apply yourself. You just applying what you can do at home. Your traits that you learn out, you just applying it to the work field. You don't actually want to do it, but you're just putting it to work, basically. You know what I'm saying? So it's something you don't really want to do. Like some days you may like it, because of the situation of there, or you being there, and some days you may not like it. So that's not to say just because the moon is at work, when I say that, or the moon is debilitated, is in Capricorn, that's not to say you have a bad moon. Everything is cool. Everybody likes to sleep. Everybody likes to be at work sometimes. When you at work, what happens? You make money. So it's not a bad or good within anything. Trying, sextile, I don't give a fuck what it is. It's not a good or bad in anything. At least not in my world. But I'm just kicking the shit I see for y'all. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm here for. Flight boss, bitch. You know, for sure. And that's just my quick synopsis on sleeping planets. And